On December 4th, 1950, Jesse LeRoy Brown is struggling to maintain altitude in his aircraft. Over the radio, he hears a voice say, "Jesse, you appear to be leaking something. It seems you are losing fuel." The 6 F-4U Corsairs have been flying at low altitudes over the mountains, where enemy forces have been firing at them. To the concern of his fellow pilots, Jesse responds, "Yes, I am indeed losing fuel, and I am uncertain how much longer I can remain airborne." His companion, Tom Hudner, is flying nearby. He shifts his focus to Jesse's plane and notices a stream of liquid trailing from it. A wave of dread washes over Hudner. The situation has deteriorated at the most inopportune moment. They are deep within enemy territory, and below them lies a harsh, frigid, mountainous landscape. With limited options, the pilots scan the unforgiving terrain for any potential landing sites. They spot a small clearing on the mountainside. It may not be ideal, but it will have to suffice. As Tom Hudner flies alongside, he reminds Jesse to secure his harness and leave his canopy open for a quick escape. The men watch with bated breath as Jesse releases his ordnance and descends toward the clearing, gradually lowering his altitude until the Corsair crashes hard, sending up a spray of snow and ice as it skids to a stop on the mountainside. The cloud of snow slowly dissipates, revealing Jesse's aircraft with its fuselage crumpled at the cockpit. The impact has caused the canopy to slam shut, and ominously, smoke appears to be rising from the engine. The planes circle back over the crash site, desperately searching for any signs of life. A collective sigh of relief escapes the men when they see that Jesse is alive. He waves to them, prompting the squadron to call for a rescue helicopter. However, Hudner is filled with unease. Something feels amiss. Jesse is not exiting the aircraft. As seconds transform into minutes, the squadron continues to circle the vicinity, with smoke still billowing from the wreckage of the aircraft, where Jesse remains trapped. Hudner's initial unease escalates into a profound sense of dread. The duration feels excessive. If Jesse is ensnared or severely injured, he risks succumbing to the flames or the frigid temperatures long before help arrives. Without uttering a word to his fellow squadron members, Hudner makes a remarkably courageous choice. Thomas J. Hudner resolves to assist his friend by deliberately crashing his plane. He detaches from the formation, shuts down his engine, discards his munitions, secures his harness, and opens the canopy. The landing is jarring, resulting in back pain, but as he struggles out of the aircraft, he spots Jesse's Corsair. Hudner reflects on that fateful day in his own words. Jesse is trapped within the cockpit, and Hudner attempts to extinguish the flames using snow, packing it into the engine cowling while awaiting rescue. After a tense half hour, the rescue helicopter finally arrives. In his urgency to free Jesse, Hudner inquires about the tools available on the helicopter, only to be disheartened to learn that the pilot possesses nothing but an axe. Nevertheless, he accepts it. He begins to chop at the instrument panel and the fuselage, striving to manipulate the metal to release his friend, but his efforts yield no results. As the gravity of the situation becomes increasingly apparent, Hudner's distress deepens. Yet even in this critical moment, Jesse offers reassurance. "Everything will be okay," he assures him. However, time is slipping away. Over an hour has passed. The sun is poised to dip below the horizon, and Jesse's condition is deteriorating. They contemplate the possibility of amputating Jesse's legs to liberate him, but they lack the necessary tools, expertise, and time. Hudner perseveres with all his strength, bending and prying, but the metal remains unyielding, and his despair intensifies. While Hudner exhausts every option, Jesse's eyes gradually close for the final time. Hudner attempts to engage him in conversation, but receives no reply. He then tries to rouse him, but Jesse remains unresponsive. Hudner continues his efforts with a heart-wrenching determination, refusing to abandon his friend. It cannot conclude in this manner. However, the helicopter pilot delivers devastating news. Overcome with sorrow, Hudner approaches his friend, for the final time, vowing to return. The impact of Jesse's loss weighed heavily on the squadron. He was a kind and resilient individual who had triumphed over poverty and the challenges of segregation to become the first African-American aviator in the United States Navy. The following day, Hudner requested a recovery mission to bring Jesse's remains home, but his superiors denied the request, citing the excessive risks involved in a recovery operation behind enemy lines. Instead, 2 days later, they received orders to bomb the wrecked aircraft to prevent it from being captured. This act was regarded as a Viking burial for Jesse. The squadron watched with profound sadness as the aircraft was consumed by flames. The Corsairs bombed the wrecked planes, and together, the pilots recited the Lord's Prayer in a final farewell. Thomas J. Hudner was awarded the Medal of Honor for his courage and resolve during the rescue attempt. During the ceremony, he had the opportunity to convey Jesse's last words to his wife, Daisy. However, he never forgave himself for not being able to keep his promise to return. In 2013, at the age of 88, Tom traveled to North Korea with the author of Devotion, Adam Makos, to seek the recovery of Jesse's remains. The Koreans granted Tom permission to lay his old friend to rest and authorized the army to search the area for his remains, even allowing Tom to accompany the search. Regrettably, they returned without any success, and due to the intense monsoon rains, Tom was unable to revisit the mountains where his dear friend had lost his life. Thomas Hudner passed away on November 13, 2017. The film Devotion, which tells the story of Jesse and Tom, premiered in 2022. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the members of Fighter Squadron 32 composed a heartfelt eulogy for their fallen comrade, which stated, "Jesse LeRoy Brown, a Christian soldier, a gentleman, a shipmate, and friend. His courage and faith illuminated the way for all to witness." For this video, we have created some exceptional merchandise. Be sure to acquire it before it sells out. We invite you to join our YouTube membership and become a Yarn Hub VIP.